Do you want to become free from reality? Instead of it having control over you, now you have control over it. That you get everything that you want by thinking about it, and to have any desire that you want in this world. It all comes down to this. Yo, what's up? Johnny here. I am really glad you're here today, wherever you're at in the world. If you do need some help or guidance, you can check out the link below. Now, what I like to talk to you about is how to take this back, and taking back your power and your subconscious mind. The reason why the subconscious mind is a very important role in manifestation, and I speak about this all the time, is because we have to understand what is controlling us and what is the reflection of what is externalizing into our reality. When we understand what the true power and nature of what it is that is of the subconscious mind, then we can understand how our reality works and how we can start manifesting in our life. The subconscious mind doesn't only handle things externally in your world, but it controls everything internally in your body, such as your organs, your nervous system, your bodily functions, and even creating disease. Just as the subconscious can create disease, it's just as easy for it to remove it, heal it, and it even has the power to change your reality, to change your circumstances, and even to change your entire life. Now, there are two types of people in this world. One is this is a person that one believes that anything is possible. There are no doubts in this person's mind. Anything they put their mind to is achievable. They're open-minded, receptive. They don't think anything is impossible. They only have success in their mind. But there's a second person that believes in failure, that they lose money anytime they go out and do something. They're very skeptical with everything. Or even in some cases, they think that people will laugh at them, or people will judge them or look at them differently. And they're just a person that's afraid to move forward in life. And it's easier to stay put where you are, where you're comfortable in, than to go outside of yourself and to do something that's out of the ordinary, right? This person would want to stay somewhere where it's more safe and secure, and nothing's gonna come into their little bubble. But we have to realize that a lot of these things that happen, whether you're that type 1 person or type 2 person, is that there's just a lot of limiting beliefs in our reality. Oh, that won't work. You can't do that. That's not possible. That's not easy. Or you need to go through hardship in order for you to get success. Or you have to go through challenges and difficulties before you achieve greatness. And you have to go through all these tests from the universe in order for you to get the thing that you want. You have to be deserving of it, or you have to be in alignment of that deserving mentality, that mind state, when in fact, it doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person. If you ever wonder why some people, whether they're good or bad, they still get the things that they want. The way that the subconscious works, it gives you what you think about most, whether it's good or bad. So that's why it's always cautious when it comes to the subconscious, is that what you put into it could also reflect out. So we only want to do good because we don't want to go into a spiral of negative things, right? So when we're aware of those thoughts and aware of the power of our subconscious mind, then we're more cautious of the thoughts that we put in our mind, because whatever we put our mind to is what's going to be shown to us in our reality. The number one problem and the number one issue when I talk and communicate with people, and what I see here on this channel as well, the number one problem I see with the logical person or the reasoning person is that the subconscious mind is the last place that someone will ever look for an answer. But we need to understand that it is a universal law that whatever you impress onto the subconscious mind is going to be expressed into your world as conditions, experiences, and events. And all of this works in according to your belief. And all your experiences, conditions, and events are the reactions of your subconscious mind through your thoughts. So if we really think about what I just said there, it really all comes down to your belief. So the one that believes and has belief in their own mind is the one that is going to bring about their reality, bring about that dream of theirs is because they have belief in their own mind and know that for a fact, whatever they put into it, it's going to harden into fact. To understand more of how the subconscious works and the way that I can simplify it for you. So you can imagine the way that this works, and I can give you something such as the Seven of Pentacles, which is that you are planting your seeds and you're watching your crops grow. You're overlooking and you're looking over your hopes and dreams. So when we're planting our seeds, what it means is that we are planting our seeds in our mind by using our thoughts. And each thought that you put into your mind will grow at some point in this reality. But as you plant these seeds in your mind, eventually over time, some of these will come into fruition and some may take longer depending on the planted seed. But do we ever wait for those seeds to grow? We should never wait for anything to grow, because then we're going to be in the past experience, because everything we see now is all past manifestations or past thoughts that we've created in our mind, whether they're good or bad. That is what we're seeing in our reality now. So if it's all bad, those were from all previous thoughts that we've been thinking for a very long time. So as soon as we shift those thoughts in our mind, we bring ourselves into a different state, a different timeline, where everything from this day forward will start seeing those changes over time. So everything in our world is created within, which is within our own mind. It is our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and imagination that makes our world without. So it is all about our inner world and what we're thinking about in our mind. But whether you're consciously aware of it or not, good or bad, it is always working. It is always manifesting. Whether you are consciously aware of it or not, you are always bringing something into your reality. So for example, I had a problem where there was just constant failure in one of my businesses. And what I would do is that I would try to force into the 3D. And this is a typical common response, especially when it's related to the logical and the reasoning man. They would say that they would go out in their reality fighting the effect and try to solve it through matter. And instead of going inward, which is the underlying issue, which is the cause. So we're always fighting the effect instead of trying to find the underlying cause, because everything has a cause and effect. Are you getting value out of this? If you are, and you're really interested in the subconscious mind, or if there's anything in particular that you like to learn more of, do post that in the comments below. I appreciate that. So that logical person, reasoning man, will do whatever it can to physically, mentally go into their reality to try to fix the problem. But when you fight matter to matter, it becomes very challenging, because let's say you want this, $1 billion, because that seems like what the lottery is. Every time I look at it, it's always hitting $1 billion, right? But if you're like, want to do it the hard way, right? You're going to go take the long path through reality, because it takes movement through the physical body to get to point A to point B. And Sadhguru and a lot of these spiritual teachers talk about this, is that we cannot go through the realm through the physical body, because that takes time, and time is however long it is from here to there, right? But when you go into the spiritual realm, or where you go within, these distances don't even matter anymore. Time does not exist. So whatever you want can be collapsed into the quantum, right? And it collapses into matter, and it appears in front of you, because you're working in a different dimension of time and space instead of going through the physical, forcing into the 3D. So it all comes down to what the subconscious takes in through the conscious mind. And whatever the conscious mind believes to be true and accepts to be true in the mind is what's going to come out into your reality, which we call those beliefs, or even limiting beliefs. So when we think something, it's not possible, it's too expensive, I'm broke, I'm poor, I can't afford it, I don't have the resources. I need a business partner. I need a bank loan to do this. I need capital. I don't have the capital to do it. The idea is too big. I don't have the funds or the human power to put this together. I need the right things, or I need XYZ in order to start. But when we get these thoughts in our mind, all we have to do and understand and learn is that when that comes into our mind, we do the reverse instantly. We flip the switch, and let's say it's something, right, you can't afford. It's an expensive purse, right? Women's purses are like thousands of dollars if you want something expensive, right? But do you say, oh, I can't afford it, or it's too expensive, right? Instead of thinking that, it is already mine. And don't think of the how, because you never know, right? Because your partner would end up buying you it and it's under your Christmas tree. So, and it's the exact same one that you wanted, but you never told anyone because you knew for a fact that it was going to be yours. So instead of it coming into your mind, we want to flip that instantly as soon as we hear that thought and change that thought. And instead of expecting lack, let's expect that it's going to happen. So we have to be aware of those thoughts that are negatively affecting us. So that's really what it's down to today. I know I can talk more about the subconscious mind, but we need to learn to start catching our thoughts and being more aware of those thoughts that are coming into our mind. And when we hear those negative self-talk or limiting beliefs that are coming into our mind, it is simple as shifting our awareness and shifting our thoughts to the thoughts that we do want, which is crowding the mind, also known to some as robotic affirming, but they don't a lot of them don't understand that. They come onto my thing and say, oh, you don't need to do law of assumption, just robotic affirm. Robotic affirm, you don't need to do law of assumption. And then what really Neville said himself, to crowd the mind with the thought until it entertains your mind, until you can impress the subconscious by entertaining that one thought. What does that even mean? To me, that sounds like affirming, right? To me, it also sounds like robotic affirming if you're crowding the mind with the thought that it only can consume you until you bring it into reality. I'm surprised no one even really talks about this. When I read through, a whole collection of Neville's books, it just made another click in my mind that he did state something like this. So to get the weirdos and to get people that have no awareness of what they're really talking about, when in fact Neville is the truth when it comes to a lot of this, and to think that something is a new idea like robotic affirming, it is not. And Neville stated it differently in his time period by calling it crowding the mind. But that's all we got to do, is just become aware of what we're putting into it and affirm for the thing that we want when we hear those negative thoughts. And when we affirm for that thought, that's what will create the feeling of having it now, of the acceptance that it is fact. We impress that and assume our reality and assume the life that we want. So remember, whatever you believe in the conscious mind and whatever it thinks it believes is already true in you is what's going to be impressed into the subconscious mind. And no matter whether you want something bad, it doesn't give you what you want. It only gives you what you are. And when you understand that, that's when your life will change. That's when fate and destiny was meant to happen. Until then, make sure to like, because that does help get that out there into the field, to get it to people that really need this. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you're looking for more into manifestation and you're looking to level up your reality, then check out this video here to take you to the next level.